On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, Food War Shokugeki no Sama, episodes 70, 71, and 72. Yes, I know, I just rattled off a bunch of episodes, but with all the issues going on with my computer, you know what? Food Wars took a brunt of the attack and just happened to fall to the back burner. No pun intended. But it's not like I stopped watching. Like I said, this is my guilty pleasure anime, and with everything finally back in order, as well as the season finale next week, it was time to catch up and finally make a video. So with that being said, let's get into it. Now, last we left off, Ishiki had lost to Ishii. Like I called it, setting up the final bout between the first and second seed, Ishii and Rindo versus Yukihira and Arina. And boy, what a pairing that is. The troublemaker and the god tongue. But it makes so much sense. I mean, I'm sorry to see him go, but Ishiki, you know what? You're setting up the ultimate battle. Their top two versus our top two. But this Shokugeki is actually going to have a twist. This isn't just meal versus mirror. No, each one is responsible for an appetizer, an entree, and a main course. And you'll actually be judged how well, they go together. But before we even start to get into this final round of the Shokugeki, we get a little bit of backstory into the main man, the first seed, Ishiki. He is a very single-minded person, almost oblivious to the world around him when he seems to focus on something, especially when it comes to cooking. This dude has fucking mad skills, though. He's able to just get to the utmost level very, very quick. And of course, his, longtime buddy Rindo is there for the ride, but she notices something changing in him. The more he evolves, the more he, perfects his cooking, it seems the more agitated and the more pissed off he's getting, especially when it comes to people praising him. These commoners, these well-to-do people, but they're not cooks. They're just saying it's good food, to be good food. These, neophytes don't know what they're praising. All they know is, hey, this shit tastes good. And of course, someone has to take advantage of this agitation. Guess who it is? Yes, the super villain of this arc, the main big baddie, Azami Nakari. Now, when Ishii was doing a tour, I believe it was in the US, him and Rindo, were cooking, getting praised. Like I said, Ishii getting pissed off. Azami takes this opportunity to basically mentally fuck him, mentally manipulate this kid, and he begins to infuse his own ideas into this, what happens to be just, a young adult, someone still so impressionable. He saw, probably a commonality, a friend in Azami as this older chef, someone to look up to, someone who can't admire his cooking for what it is and actually knows why it tastes so good. And can someone actually to relate to? Azami use this and basically just mentally fucks the kid. And this is like the first domino in a series of dominoes that led to Central taking over. I mean, this is where we see what led Ishii to this point. And as we're seeing this flashback through the eyes of Rindo, she's saying, you know what? I don't like how he's becoming this way. It's not the same Ishii I know, but I'm gonna back him up no matter what. And although she isn't happy with the way this shit's going down, we can still see her determination to fucking win. And of course, she has the number one seat backing her ass up, so we know it's gonna fucking go down. Meanwhile, Arina and Yukihira, remember in school when there was that kid who thought he knew everything or she knew everything? Now we have two of these fuckers on the battlegrounds, thinking each one knows best, each one with a very different cooking style, each one trying to usurp, the leadership position, but only one person can cook the main course and the other one has to cook the entree, so you guys have to fucking work together. I mean, even coming down to the wire, they still couldn't agree who was going to do what dish, and it came down to a fucking game of rock, paper, scissors, which Arina actually came out victorious. She is going to cook our main dish. Yukihira will cook the entree, as well as Rindo, and then Ishii doing their main dish. Now, of course, in thematic fashion, our villains of this arc, I'm doing, finger quotes right here. Rindo completes her dish, and it's just this lovely, lovely dish. Of course, her being the exotic animal person decides to put fucking ants in it. The thing looks fucking delicious as shit, but as soon as you hear ants are a main component of it, gives me the fucking chills. But of course, this gives everyone a fucking foodgasm, followed up by Ishii doing almost like a salt-cured venison shit. Yeah, he's going back to fucking deer again. Remember our first battle between Yukihira and Ishii to see, where he stacks and got fucking destroyed on venison? Yeah, we're back to that thing again. He has taken that thing to the next level and then took that to the next level, so much so that Azami is using the gifting. It's like a power once you marry into the Nakari family. You have the ability to make other people get naked. That went over my head. Honestly, I always thought that the nakedness was, an aesthetic choice to show how good a meal is. But now we got motherfuckers with a shining power out here making other people. It's so good. It's so good to him. He's making other people get naked. So that's just fucking weird. Come on, man. You didn't have to go there. You didn't have to fucking go there. That's fucking weird. Once again, it shows you how good this fucking meal is. It's top tier. But of course, our rebels, our home team, is definitely not going to take this line down. No. We are talking about the problem child and the god tongue. And of course, Yukihira comes up with the most perfect plan ever. Like, if you're in a team Shokugeki with someone called the god tongue, why don't you fucking use it? You know what? Azami's going to use you. And we get this really creepy kind of like, I'm going to use you too. Like, it was fucking hilarious. Like, duh, it makes perfect sense. Here, taste this. Here, taste this. Tell me what's wrong with it. Oh, too much salt. Oh, that needs to go a little bit longer. Cook that, 30 degrees higher. Like, she's helping him take his dish to the next level. And what he creates was something that would make Luffy jizz in his pants. It's taking all of what he's learned throughout the entirety of Totsuki and making it into a giant fucking piece of meat on a bone looking shit. It's fucking hilariously looking, but it's also god tasting. But of course, everyone's looking at this like, dude, how the fuck is this an entree? Even Arena's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to be making, the appetizer. I build off what you do. He goes, no. You saw what Rindo and Ishii made. You saw that. We're not at that fucking level. We had to match that level. The only way to beat that is for both of us to do a specialty. This is my specialty. This is what I can do. This is my utmost shit. Take it to the next level because of your god tongue. We need to come out fucking swinging. You need to come up with your specialty. And up to this point, no one knows what the fuck Arena's specialty is. Even Senzaemon basically comes out and says she doesn't have her own specialty. She's able to take any dish and perfect it. What exactly is specialty to her? What is Arena's specialty? Well, it turns out it's actually a Yukihira inspired dish. Yes, Le Plat Veritable Delinquent Daughter style is basically inspired from the egg dish that Yukihira served her, to get inside Totsuki to begin with. Who the fuck would have saw that coming as her specialty being inspired by Soma? But that's not all she takes. She doesn't just take his first dish. No. You remember the nasty shit he keeps creating, like the peanut butter and squid? She utilizes that, somehow creating the link between Yukihira's meat bone thing and her take on the chicken rice dish. The link between those two is that nasty, squid legs and peanut butter sauce. Like, I'm fucking shocked how this is going down. Like, I knew they were gonna pull some tricks out, but to, do a throwback to his gross dishes, like, I didn't see that shit coming. Now, this is just blowing everyone's pants off. Everyone in the audience, the announcer who's been, pretty much a bitch the entire time, the other judges, but of course, Azami is being Azami. He's being a dick. I don't care what you say. I don't care how good it tastes. It looks like shit. This is not perfection. This is not what I'm going for. This is not my ideal central. I want to create this Garden of Eden for the chefs of the world so they don't get burnt out. They don't end up like Jurichiro. This culinary world where, chefs have to perfect everything leads to burnout, and I don't want that to happen to anyone else. This boy has tainted you. I don't give a shit how good your dish is. I will fucking hate it. I will say I hate it, blah, blah, blah. Arena finally steps up and says, you know what? Fuck it. Why don't you have a bite? And of course he does, and then his gifting fucking goes off. Everyone's, clothes are blowing off now. His mouth is saying no, but his body is literally screaming yes, exploding yes. He knows that this dish is fucking unbelievable, but still, he is determined to make it fail. Like, he's not going to accept his daughter and in turn accept his, his senpai's son. Like, dude, you have a common ground of, his dad, so like, why are you being a dick, man? Azami, why are you being a dick? Of course, Jurichiro is just up in a fucking, the stadium, just like looking at this shit go down, which is fucking hilarious. I don't know if he's gonna be like, come up at the very end, like, hey, Azami, what's up, dude? You need to cool it out, man. I don't know why you're being so dumb. But of course, we get a flashback into how Arena made this dish when you see all her friends pop up. She's actually changed. She's changing. She's not the perfect god tongue. She's going beyond that. Like, what is beyond perfectly delicious, as Senzaemon puts it? It all coalesces, and basically, Azami has to admit how fucking good this is and gets buck naked. And of course, I knew the dude's gonna be wearing a black Speedo. What a fucking perv. But in the end, the rebels win. Yukihira and Arena save the day. They defeated the top 10. They defeated Central, and in turn, they defeated Azami. These last several episodes have been fucking glorious. Like I called it, they were gonna set up the ultimate match had to be their top 2 versus our top 2. And I loved how they made it an entree and main course collaboration. Like, I fucking love that little twist in there. Of course, I saw Azami being a dick till the very fucking end. And one thing I didn't see coming is fucking Arena, you know, doing that twist where she utilizes Yukihira's like the very first dish he made her, that inspiration for her dish, and then linking it to his dish, utilizing all that gross shit he makes everyone fucking eat. It's just genius. But alas, that's it. That's the end of the last episode. We have one more episode to go this season. Is it going to be a nice mellow, you know, sum up of what happened? Are we going to see, you know, positions of power change? Is Azami officially gone? Was that part of all this, or is it just make sure that the rebels don't get expelled? I can't remember exactly what the terms were. Feels like we've been on this arc for fucking ever. But with all that being said, and one more episode to go this season, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.